What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. As you can see, I'm currently in Japan, so it's a bit different setting than normally, but that's not going to stop me from dropping another video. This time I've built an AI system that automatically scans your competitors' blog pages for new blog posts and automatically inputs them into a Google Sheet so you can create similar blog posts. Let me show you how it works. Alright guys, let me walk you through this AI automation I built in n8n that can scrape any single blog page for every single blog. The way that it does this is by using AI. So basically what it does is that it gets the HTML, it gets the URL, it looks up every single URL and inputs it into a Google Sheet so you can see what the title is, the description, and the URL for every single blog post on that page. The cool thing about this AI system is that you can scrape your competitors' blog pages to stay up to date with exactly what they're posting, and then you can automatically create blogs that look similar to theirs. Alright, so the first thing we start with is the chat input. That's our trigger. I've decided to use Slack as the trigger because it's very easy to integrate into your own business and for other employees to use this whole automation. Alright, next we have the AI agent. The AI agent, as we can see here, I have created a prompt in the system message. So it receives the input from the Slack trigger. So whatever we type into Slack, it's going to put it into this JSON text here. The system message says that you are a web scraping specialist assistant. It gives a workflow overview, URL discovery, extract source, etc. Then it's divided up into 3 phases. So phase 1 is a URL discovery. Use this tool to get the blog URL. Phase 2, use this tool called lookup link. And then phase 3 is the data organization. Use HTML. Use this tool called HTML Sheet, which basically uploads all the different blog posts to the Google Sheet. And then I also have added this keep looping until you have input all the blocks into the HTML Google Sheet to make sure that we get every single block into the Google Sheet. And then I also have some rules just to prevent duplication, check before adding entry, just so we have some extra error handling. Here we have 3 different tools. The first tool is actually a sub workflow. And basically what a sub workflow is actually just a workflow of different nodes that you execute. And when you're using an AI agent, you need to convert a workflow into a sub workflow to be able to call it through the AI agent. So it actually becomes a tool. If we click into here, we can actually go into the sub workflow and I can show you exactly how it looks like. So this is a sub workflow. And when you're working with sub workflows, you need to always have this trigger called when executed by another workflow, because it's actually the AI agent that executes this workflow. So what happens when the AI agent executes this workflow is that we have this HTTP module. So actually what we're doing is that we're sending a GET request based on what the URL is. So from the Slack node, we type in look up this URL and it's going to input into here, which is the JSON URL. And what we get out is a huge amount of HTML code. Next, we have this linked extractor from HTML. It basically extracts all the links from every single blog post. Next, we have extract array into items. So what this does is that it takes every single link which is output as an array in this module here, and then it extracts it into single items in this function node here. Then after that, we send the data back into the AI agent. And one of the magic tricks to actually make AI agents work with sub workflows is that you need to define the workflow input schema. It's very important, else the whole AI agent will not be able to actually get the data from the sub workflow. So as we can see here, when you use this trigger, when executed by another workflow, you need to define these fields. So the only information I need to actually be able to run this whole workflow is the URL. So that's why I've input the URL here. This is the JSON URL. And basically what that does is that when we go back into the main flow, as we see here, it's going to show, then this field is going to show up, workflow inputs, and it's going to put the URL. So basically the AI model knows to put this URL in here so the sub workflow can actually use it. Next up, we have the lookup link, which is another tool. This tool is also executed by the AI agent right after this tool. And if I click into this one, we can see that this is basically a get request that actually looks up the link. And as we can see here, it's also very important that you make sure that that this is defined automatically by the model so it can actually run it. All right, next we have the HTML sheet tool, and this is where all the titles, description, and URLs will be uploaded. It will be uploaded into this file here. Okay, workflow, so you can see exactly how it works. Okay, so the blog page I'm going to be using is this one. Okay, it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, and the Slack channel is right here. Okay, so let me just show you. All right, so when I start this workflow, my Slack trigger is going to listen for a request. Okay, so when I execute this workflow, it's going to say waiting for trigger event. So when I go into here and then I write, I need to mention my Slack bot, and then I write in here, okay, get the blog posts for this URL. All right. All right, as we can see, I input that and we can see that the whole flow is starting to run. All right, so it's getting the blog URLs here. It's executing this tool. Then it's looking up all the links. Now it's going to upload every single blog up into this Google Sheet. And I'm just going to take it down here so we can actually see what's happening. Yikes. Okay, so, all right. Now it has actually scraped every single blog from the blog page. And if we look here, we can see the title, Are You Brave Enough? Are you brave enough to listen? We can also see, whoops. And we can also see the podcast episode, Diane. There's that podcast episode, Diane. And we can also see the Joy Strategy, which is the Joy Strategy. So actually it has exactly extracted every single blog post and inputted into the Google Sheet. And this is exactly what we wanted. All right, I've now shown you how the workflow works using an AI agent. Now let me show you how it would look like if you didn't use an AI agent. Let me just get this out here. All right, so this is how the workflow would look like if we use purely automation. There's no AI in this yellow field. This is just pure automation. And we can see there's quite a lot more fields that we have to take into account, right? We have to loop things. We have to add HTML, extractors, and all these kind of things. HTTP requests and split these different, and split the array into items and stuff like that. And as you can see, it's quite a bigger flow, this whole manual flow. And it's also a bit harder to actually connect it to like a Slack trigger and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend using the AI way and connecting an AI agent. I think that's very efficient, and it also just gives a better overview and a smaller workflow in general, which is easier to manage. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'll post 1 to 2 videos every week going over different n8n automations that you can use in your business or your everyday. I'll leave a link to my Skool community down in the description where you can get this template for free. All right, peace.